Welcome to Passion Travel. Explore world street food, captivating vlogs, and inspiring journeys with us. Subscribe to experience adventure in every video. Tourment d'amour au coco, coconut and rum-flavored cakes. Tourment d'amour au coco is a delicious coconut tartlet from the French Caribbean. Here's a simple recipe for you. Ingredients: 1½ cup shredded coconut, 1 cup all-purpose flour, ½ cup granulated sugar, 1/4 cup unsalted butter, melted, 1/4 cup water, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, pinch of salt, jam or fruit preserves of your choice, traditionally guava or pineapple. Instructions: preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit 175 degrees Celsius. Grease a muffin tin or tartlet molds with butter or cooking spray. In a mixing bowl, combine the shredded coconut, all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, melted butter, water, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Mix well until the ingredients are fully combined and form a dough. Divide the dough evenly among the prepared muffin tin or tartlet molds, pressing it firmly into the bottom and up the sides to form small tart shells. Using your fingers or the back of a spoon, create a small well in the center of each tart shell. Fill each tart shell with your desired jam or fruit preserves, filling the well you created in the center. Bake in the preheated oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until the tart shells are golden brown and the filling is bubbly. Remove from the oven and let the tartlets cool in the muffin tin or molds for a few minutes, before carefully transferring them to a wire rack to cool completely. Once cooled, serve your Tourment d'amour au coco tartlets and enjoy the tropical flavors. Flan Coco, coconut flan dessert. Flan Coco, also known as coconut flan, is a delightful dessert with a creamy texture and a tropical coconut flavor. Here's a recipe for you to enjoy. Ingredients: 1 cup granulated sugar, 1 can, 14 ounces, sweetened condensed milk, 1 can, 13.5 ounces, coconut milk, 4 large eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, ½ cup shredded coconut, optional, for added texture and flavor. Instructions: preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit 175 degrees Celsius. Place a large roasting pan filled with about 1 inch of hot water in the oven. This will create a water bath for baking the flan. In a saucepan, melt the granulated sugar over medium heat, stirring constantly with a wooden spoon until it caramelizes and turns a golden brown color. Be careful not to burn the sugar. Once the sugar has caramelized, carefully pour it into the bottom of a 9-inch round cake pan or a flan mold, swirling the pan to evenly coat the bottom. Allow the caramel to cool and harden. In a large mixing bowl, whisk together the sweetened condensed milk, coconut milk, eggs, and vanilla extract until well combined. If using shredded coconut, stir it into the mixture. Pour the mixture over the cooled caramel in the cake pan or flan mold. Place the cake pan or flan mold into the preheated oven, set inside the roasting pan filled with hot water. Bake for about 50 to 60 minutes, or until the flan is set and a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Once baked, remove the flan from the oven and allow it to cool to room temperature. Then, refrigerate for at least 2 hours or until completely chilled. To serve, run a knife around the edges of the flan to loosen it from the pan. Place a serving plate upside down on top of the pan, then carefully flip the pan over to release the flan onto the plate. The caramel will flow over the top, creating a beautiful glaze. Slice and serve the coconut flan chilled, garnished with additional shredded coconut if desired. Enjoy this creamy and indulgent dessert with its rich coconut flavor. Boudin Créole, Creole-style blood sausage. Boudin Créole is a traditional dish from the Creole cuisine of Louisiana, typically made with rice, pork, and spices. Here's a recipe to make it at home. Ingredients: 1 pound ground pork, 1 cup cooked white rice, 1 small onion, finely chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 bell pepper, finely chopped, 2 green onions, thinly sliced, 1/4 cup fresh parsley, chopped, 1 teaspoon paprika. 1/2 teaspoon dried thyme. 1/2 teaspoon dried oregano. 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper, adjust to taste. Salt and black pepper to taste. 2 tablespoons vegetable oil. Instructions. In a large skillet, heat the vegetable oil over medium heat. Add the chopped onion, minced garlic, and bell pepper. Cook until softened, about 5 minutes. Add the ground pork to the skillet and cook until browned, breaking it up with a spoon as it cooks, about 8 to 10 minutes. Stir in the cooked white rice, green onions, parsley, paprika, thyme, oregano, cayenne pepper, salt, and black pepper. Mix well to combine all the ingredients and cook for another 5 minutes to allow the flavors to meld. Taste and adjust seasoning if needed, adding more salt, pepper, or cayenne pepper according to your preference. Once the mixture is well combined and heated through, remove the skillet from the heat and allow it to cool slightly. Using a spoon or your hands, stuff the boudin mixture into cleaned and sterilized sausage casings, tying off the ends to form individual links. Alternatively, you can shape the mixture into patties if you prefer. Once all the boudin is formed, you can cook it by either grilling, baking, or pan-frying until heated through and lightly browned on the outside. Serve the Boudin Créole hot with your favorite hot sauce or mustard on the side for dipping. Bokits au Lambi, Bokit sandwiches filled with conch meat. Bokit is a popular sandwich from Guadeloupe made with fried dough stuffed with various fillings. Bokit au Lambi refers to a bokit filled with conch, lambi in French. Here's how you can make it. Ingredients. For the dough: 3 cups all-purpose flour. 1 tablespoon instant yeast. 1 teaspoon salt. 1 tablespoon sugar. 1 cup warm water. Vegetable oil for frying. For the filling: 1 pound conch meat, cleaned and diced. 1 onion, finely chopped. 2 cloves garlic, minced. 1 bell pepper, diced. 1 tomato, diced. 2 tablespoons chopped fresh parsley. Juice of 1 lime. Salt and pepper to taste. Hot sauce, optional. Instructions. In a large mixing bowl, combine the flour, instant yeast, salt, and sugar. Gradually add the warm water while stirring until a dough forms. Knead the dough on a floured surface for about 5 to 7 minutes, until it becomes smooth and elastic. Place the dough back in the bowl, cover with a clean kitchen towel, and let it rest for about 1 hour, or until it doubles in size. While the dough is rising, prepare the filling. In a skillet, heat some oil over medium heat. Add the chopped onion and garlic, and sauté until softened. Add the diced conch meat to the skillet and cook until it is opaque and cooked through. Stir in the diced bell pepper and tomato, and cook for another 2 to 3 minutes until the vegetables are tender. Remove the skillet from the heat and stir in the chopped parsley, lime juice, salt, pepper, and hot sauce if using. Set the filling aside to cool slightly. Once the dough has doubled in size, punch it down and divide it into small balls, about the size of a golf ball. Roll out each ball of dough into a circle, about 1/4 inch thick. Heat vegetable oil in a deep frying pan or fryer to 350 degrees Fahrenheit 175 degrees Celsius. Carefully place each circle of dough into the hot oil and fry until golden brown and puffed up, about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Remove the fried dough from the oil and drain on paper towels to remove excess oil. To assemble the bokit, slice each piece of fried dough in half horizontally, creating a pocket. Fill each pocket with a generous amount of the conch filling. Serve the bokit au Lambi hot and enjoy the delicious flavors of this Caribbean sandwich. Poisson Grille, grilled fish seasoned with local spices. Grilled fish is a simple yet delicious dish that's popular in many cuisines around the world. Here's a basic recipe for grilled fish. Ingredients. For fish fillets, such as tilapia, salmon, trout, snapper, or mahi-mahi. 2 tablespoons olive oil. 2 cloves garlic, minced. 1 teaspoon paprika. 1 teaspoon dried thyme. 1 teaspoon dried oregano. 1/2 teaspoon ground cumin. Salt and pepper to taste. Lemon wedges, for serving. Fresh herbs, such as parsley or cilantro, for garnish, optional. Instructions. Preheat your grill to medium-high heat. Make sure the grates are clean and lightly oiled to prevent the fish from sticking. In a small bowl, mix together the olive oil, minced garlic, paprika, dried thyme, dried oregano, ground cumin, salt, and pepper to create a marinade. Pat the fish fillets dry with paper towels and place them on a plate or in a shallow dish. Brush the marinade over both sides of the fish fillets, making sure they are evenly coated. Allow the fish to marinate for about 15 to 30 minutes at room temperature. Once the grill is hot, place the fish fillets directly onto the grill grates. Cook the fish for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, depending on the thickness of the fillets, or until they are cooked through and easily flake with a fork. While grilling, avoid flipping the fish too often to prevent it from falling apart. Use a spatula to carefully flip the fish halfway through the cooking time. Once the fish is grilled to perfection, remove it from the grill and transfer it to a serving platter. Squeeze fresh lemon juice over the fish and garnish with fresh herbs, if desired. Serve the grilled fish hot alongside your favorite sides, such as rice, vegetables, or a fresh salad. Maracudja, passion fruit juice or sorbet. Maracudja is the Creole name for passion fruit, a tropical fruit with a sweet and tangy flavor. Here's how you can use Maracudja to make a refreshing passion fruit juice. Ingredients: 6 to 8 ripe passion fruits, Maracudja. 4 cups cold water. Sugar or honey, to taste, optional. Instructions. Cut each passion fruit in half and scoop out the pulp and seeds into a blender or food processor. Add the cold water to the blender with the passion fruit pulp and seeds. Blend the mixture on high speed for about 30 seconds to 1 minute, until the seeds are broken up and the juice is well combined. Pour the passion fruit mixture through a fine mesh strainer into a pitcher to remove the seeds and any pulp. Taste the passion fruit juice and add sugar or honey if desired, adjusting the sweetness to your preference. Stir until the sugar or honey is completely dissolved. Chill the passion fruit juice in the refrigerator for at least 1 hour before serving, or serve it over ice for immediate enjoyment. Give the passion fruit juice a quick stir before pouring it into glasses, as it may separate slightly as it sits. Serve the Maracudja juice cold and enjoy the refreshing and tropical flavors of passion fruit. Pimentade, spicy pickled vegetables. Pimentade is a type of spicy sauce or condiment commonly found in Caribbean cuisine, particularly in regions like Martinique and Guadeloupe. Here's a basic recipe to make pimentade. Ingredients: 6 to 8 Scotch bonnet peppers, habanero peppers can be used as a substitute. 3 cloves garlic, peeled. 1 small onion, chopped. 1/4 cup chopped fresh cilantro or parsley. 1 tablespoon olive oil. 2 tablespoons white vinegar. Salt and pepper to taste. Instructions. Wear gloves when handling hot peppers to protect your skin from irritation. Remove the stems from the Scotch bonnet peppers and cut them in half. Remove the seeds and membranes if you prefer a milder sauce, or leave them in for extra heat. In a food processor or blender, combine the Scotch bonnet peppers, garlic cloves, chopped onion, and fresh cilantro or parsley. Pulse the ingredients until they are finely chopped. Heat the olive oil in a small saucepan over medium heat. Add the pepper mixture to the saucepan and cook, stirring frequently, for about 5 minutes, or until the onions are soft and translucent. Remove the saucepan from the heat and let the pepper mixture cool slightly. Once cooled, transfer the pepper mixture back to the food processor or blender. Add the white vinegar, salt, and pepper. Blend the mixture until it reaches your desired consistency. If the sauce is too thick, you can add a little more vinegar or water to thin it out. Taste the pimentade and adjust the seasoning if needed, adding more salt, pepper, or vinegar according to your preference. Transfer the pimentade to a clean jar or bottle with a tight-fitting lid. Store it in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. Serve the pimentade as a spicy condiment to accompany dishes like grilled meats, seafood, rice, or sandwiches. Use it sparingly, as it can be very spicy.